Hey everybody! In this week's episode of Best of Game Pass Ultimate, I've been taking a look at a couple of lesser known games, a couple of them are indie games that I'd not really come across before and wanted to give them a whirl to let you guys know are they worth a download and, are they worth that spot on your hard drive and should you give them a go and what they're all about. Hope you enjoy the video. If you do, consider liking the video and subscribing to see more. If you do subscribe, it means an incredible amount to me, and hope you enjoy the video. So, first off, we have Thomas Was Alone. Now this is a platforming game, as well as a puzzle game, where you control different blocks, essentially, and you've got to get them all to the end of the level. Now, the various different ones, they all have different abilities, like Thomas himself has just got a basic jump and that's about all he does. And then you've got a tall, thin one that jumps really high. There's a block that can go across water and acts like a sponge and can be a bridge for the others. You've got a little one that can go through little gaps. And basically, you work them together in conjunction to get to the end of the level and get to the end. Now, Thomas Was Alone, as you're going through the different levels, the level of difficulty does increase. As well as that, there is a kind of like a backstory going on that's trying to teach you about making friends almost. And then there's like an evil cloud that comes and starts taking them away, and it's all very weird. But overall, great little game. Would I recommend this game? Yes, I would. Great little pick up and play game. There's no really controls to remember or anything like that, so you could pick it up once, not play it for a couple of weeks, and pick it up again and carry on where you left off. The story's not that important where you'd want to play it within a couple of days, to get that. It's nice that it's in the background, there's a bit of background noise, but primarily you're going to be just doing as a platformer and a puzzle game. Great game. Fully recommend it. Next, we have Pumped BMX Pro. So this game is very much like a Trials game, but nowhere near as epic. Whereas in Trials, you have to use very precise movements on some of the levels to get to the end. This game's centered more around doing tricks and getting points to get to the end, although there's nothing literally stopping you just riding the bike to the end. You just don't get as many points, so it's like you're not like required to get a certain point threshold to get to the next level. That would be a way to force you to do the tricks. There seems to be a lot less to the game as well. Like, it's basically just you start, you ride, you do a lot of tricks, you get to the end. The levels are also quite short from what I played. I mean, would I recommend this game? Sure, if you just wanted a little mess around. Will you play it more than once? I mean, I played it 3 times, probably wouldn't bother again if I'm honest, because I do own a couple of the Trials games, and if I wanted to play that kind of game I probably would. As well, with the Trials games, I can do co-op with friends as well if I have a bit of couch co-op going on. If some buddies come round, I could do that. I mean, there's nothing particularly wrong with the game, I just think there's better options out there. Does it add value to Game Pass? Sure. If you don't have a Trials game in your catalogue, then it's very similar and you probably, will get a bit of fun out of it. That's all there really is to say about this game. You can tell it's quite a low budget game. I probably would never have purchased it if it wasn't in Game Pass, but again, I'm glad it's in there, so I got to give it a go. But that's all I'm going to say about Pumped BMX Pro. Decent game, but there's just better options out there. Finally, this week I played Surviving Mars. Well, not technically an indie game, it certainly was a lesser known game. While I was looking through Game Pass to pick out the games to play this week, came across my eyes. I'm a big space fan, love that, so I thought, Surviving Mars is going to make the video. So what is Surviving Mars? If you ever played a game like Sin City, or any city management kind of game, or even like a tycoon game to a certain extent, it's very much like that. So the premise of the game is you land a ship on Mars, and at first you've only got drones and the drones are there to set up the infrastructure. Like you start building like solar panels and like wind turbines, and then you build like like concrete refinery to start building larger buildings. So you get your oxygen, you set up a water like well thing, and then finally once you get like a certain level of resources, you can call in another ship, build a habitation zone and get some colonists in. And then when you can actually individually select who you want to come to your colony. So if you're like, right, I want to set up an engineering dome, so you can just choose engineers and scientists to come on the ship. Or if you want to get a farming zone, as your second dome, you can bring in a lot of agriculture kind of guys to support exactly what your colony needs. It's quite a good game. I mean, it took me a good while to get through the tutorial. It is definitely a game I'd go back to and play, and therefore I'd recommend it highly, especially if you're into those management kind of things. Again, you've got rovers that you can send off exploring. You can do satellite surveys of different regions. You can all sorts. There's just loads to it. So yeah, I definitely recommend that game. So, in conclusion, as you can see this week, I got up the prices. I could only find them on the Xbox Store, as I think they're all just digital only for Xbox. On the left, you can see Thomas Was Alone and Surviving Mars. I recommended to download and try out as part of your Game Pass subscription at $10.99. Pump BMX Pro, I wouldn't recommend that game overall. So my recommended total is $31.18, or you could go for your subscription, obviously showing the value there. Or if you did try out all these games, the separate selling price will be £43.17. Again, a whopping 4 times the amount that you'd pay on your Game Pass Ultimate subscription. Hopefully you see the value here, as I do, and look forward to next week's episode. If you did enjoy this video, please consider liking it and subscribing to see more. Have a great day. Wookie out.